I'm Angela Schuster. I'm a junior and I'm on the women's tennis team and also in Air Force ROTC. My dad was also in the military. Both my brothers were in the military. One of them still is, so I was like, all right, let's try it out. My older brother said Air Force would definitely suit me, so I was like, sounds good to travel, maybe get in the air and fly, so I thought that'd be pretty cool. Tennis, I've grown up playing tennis with a tennis family again. So my dad played for UW, my older brother played for University of Hawaii, other one played for Gonzaga, so I've always kind of wanted to play D1, and this was kind of a nice, happy balance. Both offered Air Force ROTC and women's tennis.
How frequently do we see student athletes within the Air Force ROTC cadet ranks? It's pretty infrequent. Just in my tenure here, our cadet wing or our student body populace has fluctuated between close to 80 down to just below 70. And I think at maximum, I remember seeing as many as 5 student athletes within our cadet wing.
Probably one thing the tennis team wouldn't know about like my ROTC life is, the intensity part of it. You're always on, you're so meticulous with everything. There's not really a lot of chances to make mistakes in the ROTC environment. And that's point, so, I mean, they're training me well, I guess. They're both like teams and definitely look out for one another. ROTC is very like close-knit family, but I'd also say tennis is too. They have a lot of similarities actually that, I think they could relate. I guess the only difference is that since I'm in both of them, there's just a lot more of it.
Cadets actually have quite a commitment to Air Force ROTC. So Tuesdays are quite busy for our cadets, our active cadets. They'll have their aerospace studies class and then they'll have leadership laboratory, and then they actually could also participate in physical training after leadership laboratory.
Busiest day for both Air Force and ROTC. Wake up early to go to ROTC fitness or PT. Right afterwards, run over to tennis practice. And then I run to classes, try to get something to eat during all of that chaos. There's a lot of running involved. So it's definitely busy days. Afterwards, just trying to grind and get all the homework done, get enough sleep at night, and then just put it on repeat.
This year and this semester in particular, Cadet Schuster's role is she's directly responsible for the training of our freshmen, most newest cadets joining the ranks. So she's taking them out on Tuesday afternoons at Leadership Laboratory and teaching them drill and ceremony and how to march and how to stay in line and some of those very basic military maneuvers that are expected of members joining ultimately the Air Force or Space Force.
Definitely feel like I've grown up a lot because it forces you to take on a lot of responsibility and you're watching out for people next to you, above you, below you, just everyone.
The other part that I'm excited for her is she has applied to be a rated officer. And what that means in the United States Air Force is she has asked the Air Force to be a pilot and pilot aircraft. So that is an all-volunteer officer corps. And just seeing her these last 3 years, I'm excited for her to be selected when the time comes, and I'm excited for her to hit active duty and be a pilot and a rated officer in my Air Force. So I know she's got what it takes, the commitment. Again, just seeing that as a student athlete and her commitment to our program in Air Force ROTC, I know she will be successful. Personally, having worked with officers within the ranks that were also student athletes, that brings just a different experience to their development and leadership style, because they may have some tricks of the trade that work for their teams, or if it's a more individualized sport like Cadet Schuster's kind of playing in, she may be able to take that and use that going forward in her Air Force career as a leader, as an officer, as a pilot. She can hopefully then kind of fall back on everything that she's done throughout her entire life, building up to being a collegiate athlete and competing at the highest level.
It's hard. It's really, really hard, but it's definitely rewarding. I would not trade it for anything. ROTC has given me so many experiences. I've jumped out of planes. I've flown the planes For tennis, one of the big takeaways is just living life to the fullest, honestly. I never know when my last match is gonna be, so honestly, tennis has just been fun. A lot of fun. I wouldn't trade anything for it. And yeah, there's been times, definitely low times, where I've wanted to maybe quit one or the other, but then I just look back and I'm like, nah, I can't choose one or the other right now because I love them both.